Stabbing of Rushdie thrusts a tranquil literary retreat into mayhem before Salman Rushdie arrived on Friday. The bucolic New York retreat where the author turned into due to talk had organized for a law enforcement presence at his lecture, conscious that the safety might be needed for a person who faced dying threats. Chautauqua Institution, a haven within the west of the country where writers and artists collect every summer, become no longer the form of place in which human beings worried about their protection. Members of the target market said there had been no bag assessments, metal detectors or other security to enter the event in the gated community. Yet just before 11 a.m., as Rushdie prepared to steer a discussion about creative freedom, hundreds of attendees watched in horror as a 24-year-old New Jersey guy rushed to the degree and stabbed Rushdie inside the neck and torso. Police mentioned there was no immediately indication of a purpose for the attack that left Rushdie critically injured and on a ventilator after surgery. Rushdie, a defiant critic of religion and of leaders who use faith for political profits, had regularly bristled at protection. In spite of understanding he became prone to assaults from fundamentalists and passionate supporters of those politicians. He spent years in hiding after Iran's Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini in 1989 issued a fatwa, or non-secular edict, calling on Muslims to kill him following the ebook of his novel, The Satanic Verses, which a few Muslims said contained blasphemous passages. In a memoir approximately his time in hiding, Rushdie expressed soreness on the excessive levels of security at U.S. airports in New Jersey and Denver when he arrived to talk. But in recent years, he had lived extra freely and insisted he should no longer be constantly surveilled and guarded via security guards. Clarice Roses-Sharif, senior director of literary packages on the writers' organization PEN America, where Rushdie previously served as president, mentioned that during 4 years of working carefully with the writer to put on festivals and other events, he by no means once requested a protection detail. I'm no longer conscious that he has ever requested us to offer additional safety, and I'm also not conscious that he ever brought a security element with him, she mentioned. Michael Hill, Chautauqua Institution's president, told reporters on Friday that security was a top precedence for the network that brings together heaps of humans for its 9 weeks of summer programming. For Rushdie's event, Chautauqua had asked and obtained safety help from the New York State Police and the Chautauqua County Sheriff's Department, Hill said. He mentioned such an attack changed into unheard of on the Institute, which changed into founded in 1874 and is dedicated to fostering civil talk on non-secular, social and political problems. Chautauqua has constantly been a very safe area, he mentioned. New York Governor Kathy Hochul instructed reporters Chautauqua was a tranquil network where the most preeminent speakers, concept leaders, politicians, justices and others got here collectively to have free expression of idea. Algerian author and human rights activist Anwar Rahmani, who became slated to talk after Rushdie on Friday, stated he solely had to reveal his entry pass to get into the event and noticed no additional security screenings. I assume we should have had extra safety around him, mentioned Rahmani, who faced threats of his very own after he publicly demanded that same-sex marriage be legalized in Algeria. Bradley Fisher, 68, a retired advertising and marketing creator who became inside the audience and witnessed the attack, said safety turned into similar to in previous years. Attendees purchased a bypass to enter through the principal gates and then had their passes scanned to get into the amphitheater, and not using a bag exams or metal detectors alongside the manner. Fisher stated safety, range and differences of opinion had long been a part of the fabric of the Chautauqua community. Not only turned into Heat Rushdie, a sufferer, but I think that open network goes to be a sufferer as nicely, Fisher said.